I've been with girls where I'm thinking, damn, you was 1 star and she was 5 star.
Am I gonna be doing folding? You know what I'm saying? Honey, your food's ready.
So does a successful, confident woman intimidate you? Will that prevent you from shooting your shot?
My own point of view though, nah, I don't think so. I think I'll be more impressed if I see a woman that's doing good in her own field. Because for me, if you have an idle woman, she's gonna give you a headache.
Wow.
So definitely you need someone, I think, to also motivate you. Because you want to be inspired to achieve more. So if you see someone, a woman, that's definitely going to be by your side to like push you, and you see, oh, she's really doing good in the field, you see her really prospering, I think you'd be motivated as a guy. But I think in this in this generation, it depends on the mentality of most guys, because guys tend to feel once a woman is doing really good, what people will be saying out there, she makes more money than I do, that kind of thing. But for me, it doesn't matter.
That includes spiritually, yeah? So she's praying in tongues,
I love
variety
that.
of tongues.
The good thing about it is, if you move with intelligent people, you become more intelligent.
Come on now.
If you move with people that have more money,
Come on now.
Yeah.
that's just where it will rob on you. But if you move with people that, you know, ghetto, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that's just
What do you think?
I think I have to disagree. I think to approach a woman that is got her stuff going on is quite intimidating. A guy might have the ability to switch on his chameleon and be able to still approach her in a certain way, but I'd say it is quite intimidating because you know that she has options. You know that she's got her stuff together, so she has the ability to have any guy that she wants. So you know you have to be on top of your game. So I personally think it's quite intimidating, but I don't think it should hinder someone in making that move, to be honest.
Okay. Ryan?
I think it's personal. So you got 2 different views there, where one might see it as, you know, it could actually might be intimidating. One person might say it might not be. So I think it's personal. But to me, personal to me now, I think it's fine because I'm a busy person anyway. So at least I know that, you know, she's doing something, and it's not, you know, it's not always trying to ring you or anything.
But we're talking about the approach, though.
Yeah.
The approach, not actually being in the relationship. We're talking about the approach to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying, like, for me to approach, I would have thought of that already. So I'm thinking from the point of view of, if I'm approaching her and I know that she's a very busy person, you know, I know she's very successful, I'm already thinking that, you know, yeah, it's okay for me to approach her. I'm not really intimidated because I know even if I approach her, because I know the end goal is probably, you know, we're going to get in a relationship, whatever it might be. So I'm not really afraid to actually approach. So I think it's a personal thing, so the truth just depends on the person.
Okay, John.
I agree with what Farai said. I think it's a personal thing. For me personally, I'm a confident guy, so I don't care if the woman's rich or famous. If I think she's attractive and I like her, I'd approach her. I think what guys don't like is the whole
bougie.
I think obviously the mentality of, obviously, if men had the choice, they'd want to be like a patriarchal sort of society, isn't it? So because it's not that at now, that's why I feel like, you know, men feel intimidated because they won't have that control, that power to kind of not manipulate, but to put the woman in her place.
Wow.
Where now it's like a woman can now kind of put a man in his place if the man's not the one that's providing for the for the man. You get what I'm saying? So
She's paying the rent now.
so I kind of feel like that's what it is at the moment now in this society we live in. So, but for me personally, I don't care. Like, I'm confident. You get what I'm saying? So
What about you, Minister?
I can see why it maybe would for some people. Not for me though, and I don't think it should either. And the reason why I say that it shouldn't is because as men, we're called to walk like Christ and actually be like Him, and so in that that growth, we're supposed to refine ourselves to the point, or let the Lord refine ourselves to the point where we're not insecure about anything, including the woman that we're gonna speak to. And I feel like that the level of success that a person may have, be spiritually or naturally, I feel like it's a non-factor in my mind, because the thing that is important in my mind is the heart of the person, the view or views that they hold, and where they want to go, where they are going. That for me is more important than what they actually have right now. So yeah, the level of success that they have, I don't feel is a thing that would affect me. So, but yeah.
What are you saying?
No, I think I can agree with 100%. I think it can be a little intimidating, especially like, you're a man. I don't know. Say you start hitting a certain age, and it's like life has that sense of expectation on you. You have to be, you need to have your house by the age of 30. You need to be, financially at this place by this age. You come to the church and you're not a leader or whatever. You're not really doing anything like that. You just, a normal guy who just comes to church and just wants to worship God, and then you see, a next girl who, has got a job, is driving, got her house, spiritually she's there. It can be intimidating. Like, personally anyway, I think it can be. Now, I think the approach would be, depending on how the woman behaves, because one thing I hate is bougie women. I don't like it. I think
What's a bougie woman?
A bougie woman is a woman that thinks that she's better than everybody, that that they feel, you can't even breathe the same air as them.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bit, that's a bougie woman. So I think if a woman, especially if you're a Christian woman like that, I won't find it intimidating. I probably wouldn't even approach you, because I think that to me is just a whole lot level of pride. So I wouldn't even want to know.
It's not a turn off there.
Yeah, to me that's a turn off, a bougie woman. But if it's just a woman that is successful and you see she's humble and everything, it can be a little intimidating, because at the back of your mind as a man, you're thinking, yo, I'm a man, I'm meant to be a provider. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming here and she's already doing better than I am. It's like, yo, how do I even, you start having doubts in your mind. I don't care, as a man, me personally, I'm a confident guy. I'm very confident. But I think in the back of my mind, them questions would come. It would be like,
But it
man,
won't stop you from approaching
it will.
someone.
Yeah, I think I'll probably want to get to know her a little bit better, but then to make that move of like, yo, I'm interested in you, I think I'll take more of my time.
Okay.
Because it's like, yo, I need to get myself together, man. Because at the end of the day, as a man, we all have man pride. No matter what man you are, you want to be able to provide, and no matter, no matter what anyone may say, and we understand that spiritually, yes, we need to be solid and confident. But I think them level of doubts do come up, because then when you get introduced to the family, oh, so what do you do then? I'm building myself, etc. So like, but it sounds funny and everything, you know what I'm saying? But these are things that we have in our mind, especially, we in our, mid-20s, late 20s, 30s and everything. That will play in your mind, because it's like, yo, you get introduced to the family and everything, and it's like, man, but
So would you say that the man needs to be more naturally successful than the
No, but that's not at all. Like, but like what we said, even spiritually, because like you come there, the Father says, "So do you pray in tongues?"
Yeah,
It's
true
like,
facts.
yeah, I do. Okay, pray in tongues then. And it's like, man, you just get put on the spot just like that, and it's like, so I think in all areas, I think the man doesn't necessarily need to, be more financially successful, more spiritual. Well, spiritually, I think he needs to be stronger, personally, because he's going to be leading her. Women that have emotions and so on and so forth. So if you aren't spiritually strong, right, and you aren't able to lead your woman, then it'll come to a time whereby when she's feeling we both going down then. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's a factor. But financially, I think as long as your woman believes in you, I think that's the greatest character that a woman can have. A woman that believes in her man, I think is beautiful, because it's like you see them grow. Like I look at the examples of all these different celebs and everything. I was gonna name some examples, but all of them just seem to be going down the hill. Like
I believe it.
So I think as long as the woman believes in you, and it's like, okay, she's successful and she's confident, she's humble.
True.
You just need to gauge, through the friendship, etc. Then just build that friendship. But it is a bit intimidating,
So
I just want
So
to
can I?
go on to.
I'd say so. Would you put more consideration in approaching a woman that you feel is maybe more successful than you, spiritually speaking and physically speaking, than you would in approaching a woman that is either on the same level as you or that is below from you? Because from like what you guys have been saying, that's kind of what that's the answer that I'm kind of getting, that like for a woman that's more successful than you, you'd put in a lot more thought and a lot more preparation in terms of approaching her, because she's like above you in a sense. Whereas a woman that is maybe on the same level as you, or not doing as well as you probably wouldn't put that same amount of energy or that same amount of thought process in.
For me though, like I said before, I think I totally believe it's something personal. It's every individual could be in different places at different times, and that's what we need to put in the back of our mind. If you get to a church setting, or you come into a different environment, or you meet someone in general, you can't expect that you'll be in the same place with that person. If you want to date someone, if you really want to focus to be in a relationship, at some point in your life, there will be a time where the woman might be making much more. So if you see someone and you feel, oh, this person has moved ahead spiritually, or this person has moved ahead financially, why don't you feel that person can lead you on to move ahead as well? Why do you feel that, oh, this person is going to make me feel lesser than a man? Why don't
That's
you?
true, because
For me though, the way I think is, before you approach a relationship, you know where you are, you know what your goals are, you know what your focus is. So you know, okay, this is what I want to achieve in life, this is where my goals are. I have something I want to do. I might not be there now, but that shouldn't stop me from approaching that woman. That's what I
Can I
feel.
do it before you make a point? Well, I think you seem to disagree with her.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of layers to that. I mean, I think men and women are different anyway.
Yeah.
In terms of what a man kind of desires, what his needs are for a man and for a woman. So as a man, naturally, his mindset is more of a provider.
Yeah.
So if a woman is taking on that role, and as a provider, an element of that is financial. So if that role is now changed and a man's not feeling as a man, it can be quite intimidating. So I think there's layers to the conversation. I agree with where you're going, but I also disagree. I'm not saying that you shouldn't approach the woman because you're intimidated. That shouldn't stop you. You shouldn't stop anything that you got your mind set on. I'm just saying that it can be it can be more nerve-wracking to approach something that would deem to have, more of a status to it.
Yeah,
I get you.
Wow, there's a lot of sentiment in this room. I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna put it plain and simple, right? There's a reason why you see often in life richer men dating a poor woman
Yeah.
and treat her normal, but you don't see many richer women dating a poor man. There's life teaches you the biggest lesson. Okay, like we're talking about you're in the street, you see a very wealthy woman. Like I don't care what you say, you're gonna be intimidated. We're not talking about you in the relationship with them and then they start making a lot of money. We're talking from the approach. Like, listen, I'm a very confident guy, please believe me. But there's been times in my life and I've been in the room and I literally feel like, nah. No, come on, I'm being real. You literally see that as a man, you think this is way out of man. We've all been in that situation, and I'll be here lying saying, oh, that doesn't matter to me. I'll go, no, because it's that thing that Von was saying. As a man, the priority, what we seek and what women seek is totally different. Because that is almost like a boxer that's done training, and you come in there, you're not even fighting the person you're supposed to fight. Your training is out the window. You gotta think on your feet. It's like I wasn't ready for this. So I'm not saying that I wouldn't date somebody who's successful to me, but approaching somebody who's way successful to me, definitely gonna feel intimidated because my approach, my hunger is that I always aim for the best. So when somebody's already got there, because I'm not even gonna lie, my vision, if I had to design me, it would be like to be with a woman that I can help elevate, help push and make her be the greatest she could be. So she's already done all of that. So no,
and then you're coming to
let's be real about it. So now, you gotta remember, right? I was reading something before, and then it said something about it's harder for a woman to love a man who cannot mentally and physically elevate her. And I've read it somewhere and I was trying to understand it, but it goes back to what we're saying. Because every woman, regardless how much millions she has, she still want to feel like a woman. You know how difficult it is to, what do you give a girl that has everything? You say, oh, give her love, but like, how many men know how to love? Like, that's a fact. No, that's a fact, because we all think of love differently. And what you gotta remember, your tricks that works on one girl is not gonna work on the next girl.
So that goes back to my original question. Would you answer that a yes or no?
I was gonna get to that.
Okay.
Well, then again, your question goes to, you know, we all have that one friend that don't buy you nothing for your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever they show up and you don't buy them nothing either, you don't apologize. You're just like, happy birthday. Yeah. But your friends that buys you a gift, and the day it's their birthday, you show up empty-handed. How more guilty do you feel? You feel a lot more guilty because the same thing. She's got everything she can provide for your life, and you're walking into her life, you empty-handed. You're gonna feel guilty. So basically, what I'm trying to say, the approach is gonna be different. Of course, the approach is gonna. It's not that we emphasize it. Just means that's a different situation altogether. So the way I'm gonna approach you is not the same way I'm gonna approach Milka. It's not the same way I'm gonna approach Maya, because it's a different situation.
It's different strategy.
That's what it doesn't mean that. No, it's true. It doesn't mean that like because she's rich we put her first. No, it just means I have to rethink. Because before I could just say to a girl like, oh, you know what? Come Nando's or whatever. But she doesn't even know what Nando is or whatever. So my approach now, I gotta think outside the box because I've got nothing to impress her. Because all I know, if I take a girl to a 5-star restaurant, she'll be like, oh my god. But she's seen it. She goes there for lunch. So the approach is different. It doesn't mean that it just means the class. And I think like even with men, like girls, I don't know if you can agree with me, you date people and then you can tell there's a different class of men. The same for women. I've been with girls where I'm thinking, damn, you was 1 star and she was 5 star.
Wow.
No, it doesn't. And I'm not talking. Listen. I'm just being real. This is what the show is about. We're being real. So I'm not talking physical because physical is a matter of preference. But I'm talking the level. It could be understanding. It could be maturity. There's people that are very problematic. They're pretty people, but everything about them is an argument. And there's certain people you don't even have to explain. They're just like, oh, you know what? I understand what you gotta do. And it's like, oh my god, like you make time for me. It's different, and you see, like she's 5 star. Because the next person, you gotta open the whole Bible just so she can believe the one word you say. So, but I'm just saying, like, there's negative.
Okay.
Yeah.
One last
Please.
yeah.
Just a question though to the guys who say that there would be slightly intimidated. Would you still feel intimidated by a woman who's more successful than you if you had a friendship with her first and then approached her afterwards?
Can I just say, what we're saying is that from the first view, if I've already built, it's like, you know that thing, and black people would agree with me. Everyone that has a dog will say, "Oh, just pat my dog; it's not gonna bite." But you don't know that dog, so you're scared. But once you connect to that dog, you can play with it. Do you get what I mean? I'm just using metaphor here. So it's the same thing. Like if I don't know the dog, I don't know what tactics. But when they're my friends, I know what they're like. I know what their approach is.
Can I ask you something though?
Yeah.
Just to play turn it a little bit. But don't you think anything worth having that you really, really want can be slightly
Intimidating.
Exactly. If it's something that you,
it's never easy.
If it's something that you,
but that's not linked to the status of them though. I think like what you're saying is that you should be like that with a girl who's more successful, but not with someone who's not.
But why it links is because as a man, you're already got the mindset as a lion, as a provider. So if the role, if you're not gonna be providing your role as a man, it's gonna be now. There's more pressure. How do I?
You gotta change.
You know what I'm saying? How do I get on top, or how do I get to being at the top?
Yeah.
If this person has everything and I can't provide, so where do I fit into this? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because I know for
Because what am I
fact-
going to be doing? Folding. You know what I'm saying? Honey, your food's ready. You know what I'm saying? No, still wasn't
Okay.
True.
100%.
Yeah, no.
No, go on, Melissa. Go on, finish.
I guess that I see why, but I just don't think it's the way we should be.
I agree.
And, go on.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but I'm still going back to what the question originally was. It's from a point of contact. We don't know this person.
Yeah.
It's from.
I think that my point though is that you won't approach a person that you don't know.
No, but
anyway.
People do though.
Yeah, people, especially in the church, for example.
You're not in church, that's what I'm saying.
No, but is it church or outside of church?
No, we're talking
in
general.
Alright then.
Okay, in general.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were talking about the church.
Nah, we're talking life in general.
Even in the church.
If you were to see someone,
No,
like,
but even in the church, man, I don't like. You see a woman pull up in a nice Merc.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
I'll be more
E-class
including I'll say more
No, wait, I'm not even finished.
You know what I'm saying?
She pulls up in an E-class. You just come to the church, both of you. She pulls up in an E-class and everything. You see her praying in tongues and everything.
Yeah.
Why is tongues like?
Oh, now she knows. It's just
I'm just gonna let it down, yeah?
Yeah.
You see her, bam, breaking down scripture and everything.
True.
And you just this guy, you're older than her. It's like, man, you're still building, etc. Da 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 da.
True.
You look at her, fam. Let's be friends first. Let's build that friendship. Let me get to know you as a friend.
Yeah, but that makes me more
Hungry.
I'm not gonna use that word. It makes me look at her
Motivated.
more like it makes me see her like in a better light. Like, wow, this is.
Yeah, but you say that, but it's we're speaking if it's intimidating or not. If it's more intimidating, I would say it would add to it. If I'm fast runner and I'm standing next to Usain Bolt, I'm gonna feel intimidated.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And even with your thing about with the E-class, I could have an E-class too, but it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna feel intimidated because I'm looking, I'm thinking, wow, that's I gotta be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I add a question? So wouldn't you say
say that makes the man insecure, wouldn't that be that the woman can identify that you've placed your security, what gives you value in materialistic things?
It's not materialistic.
I'd say
no,
it's
no,
instinct.
Not
I'd
just
say
materialistic.
It's a whole
Yeah,
character.
it's a
though.
character.
You gotta remember.
Like I said, I think as much as we're humans, men and women are very different. So our wants and desires are different. As a man, what makes a man feel like a man is certain things, and as a woman, certain things make a woman feel as a woman. Usually it's family, it's children, it's you know what I'm saying, it's different. For a man to feel secure with himself and elevate, he usually assesses that by what he's providing for his family. That's why more time when a guy is looking to settle down, he would like to be in a position where he's got his things together.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? While a woman, it might be, that scenario might be a bit different. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't think it's a case of being insecure. It's just the mindset is different, and if someone is challenging your mindset of being a bit different, it can be intimidating.
What about the whole notion that men are hunters, that if you see a challenge, you're ready to hunt?
Oh, we are. Don't get it twisted.
No, but I'm saying like a hunter. It's not I'm thinking, oh, this prey,
Yeah, but
there's too much.
you gotta
there's
remember.
something about this. Let me just land.
Yeah.
There's something about this prey that's gonna make me think, actually, let me go for this one. If a man is a natural hunter, would you not love a challenge? Pursue a challenge?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but
I can't
you do
go
want to
for it.
pursue something that you know that you can catch, or you know that when you catch it, you'll be able to handle what
Then
you
it's not a
caught.
challenge then.
Yeah.
Then it's
Well,
not a
then that's
challenge.
not a challenge.
No, but
It
listen,
becomes a
listen.
challenge when you know you can
You
get
know,
it.
even
you
when we
go
watch,
for
even when we watch
That's a
Animal
challenge.
Planet, even when we watch Animal Planet, right? You see a tiger or a lion. Depending on the prey, the approach is always different. They'll either take their time or be very stealth, or some that will just run for it. So being a hunter doesn't mean you just gotta go heads on. You gotta have your game on.
Yeah.
Else you're gonna miss the prey. So a woman that's classy or has got a certain level of success, I gotta come to the
Different game
table
plan.
with a different game plan. I also just make a fool out of myself.
So you would still approach.
Yeah, of course.
Because remember your guys' question.
But it
was,
doesn't mean that I'm not
approach.
intimidated.
Yeah.
Intimidation doesn't mean that you quit.
Yeah.
I'm just intimidated, but I'm still gonna go for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that like
Yeah,
I'm
that's it.
intimidated.
It's not that you're not going to do it. I'm still going to
Yeah.
do it. I'm
It's
just,
like nerves,
it's going
isn't
to
it?
be more intimidating. That's
Okay,
all.
okay. I think we're gonna have to leave that one there.
Even like when I've been in town and girls evangelizing, it's the way they dress. So because of the way they dress and how they approach you, you're gonna be thinking, yeah, she's on it.
It's like
Because obviously when girls are evangelizing, it's not like they're wearing some big flowy dress and you can't see anything. They've got tight jeans on, high heels, the makeup on, tight
Who's
top.
evangelizing?
Say what about it?